In this week's video, we continue to wind our way eastwards. We stop off at Lindos for a special delivery, and we have an amazing dolphin encounter that lasts over 2 hours. We sail into the sun, and we sail away from the sunset. Meanwhile, Cindy has fun with a windmill, and we visit a bay we haven't been to since 1984. We check out of Rhodes Marina, and we show you where to go for the port police, customs, and of course, our friends at the Coast Guard. Action-packed or what? Stay with us. In the last video, we were in Patros. We left there and headed back to Lindos for a delivery, then to Kos, then across to Simi, over Chalky, Rhodes, Lindos, back to Rhodes to book out of Greece. We then sailed in international waters and Turkish waters down to Kekova, where we sat for 24 hours waiting for a weather window and some small repairs to our autopilot before sailing all the way to Cyprus, to Carpus Gate, a total of 633 miles or 1,019 kilometres. We pick up the journey at Lindos, where we had our copper coat delivered. Maria at Stuka's Taverna allowed us to have this big delivery sent there, and we picked it up while we were provisioning for the rest of the trip. That's what I want. Plastic cups, 300 millilitres, $2.55 for tin of Heinz beans. The local ones are 89. But look at this, Branston pickle. Yeah, €7. That's £6. Small corned beef, $3.99, $3.39. But for $3.99 corned beef, that's still, you know, a lot of money. Luckily, spam's cheap. We're on the move again. Where are we going this time?
Towards Rhodes.
We're going to Rhodes. Goodbye, Lindos.
Last beer in Lindos. Tomorrow we head towards Rhodes.
Our first stop was in Kos. We've used this anchorage before. It's really well protected from the Meltemis, which blow from the northeast. If they blow from the northwest, you can hide behind the marina wall. We start from another anchorage. We're at the south of Kos, yeah, Kamari. We've left before everybody else. The sun isn't quite up yet. You can see there. Unmarked potboy there. Yep, there's a couple of big boats out here. Just see them. One there. Another one is way over there. Cup of tea on the go. The charts are all set up. And we're off to Simi. We think we're going to go back to Monastery Bay, as it's pretty well protected, and it's not far from Rhodes.
And there's a Medicane on its way.
Oh yeah, well, no, we don't. The Medicane is being forecast, but it's much further south, and a lot further west, a lot further west. It looks like it's going to hit Tunisia, Libya, that kind of way. Once it hits land, it's going to fizzle out. There we go. Get the water maker going in a minute. Well, we were en route to Rhodes, having left Monastery Bay on Simi, and well, the waves.
It was a swell morning.
A swell, big swell.
2 or 3 metres.
Yeah.
In places.
There's a big Miltemi going on, and it's quite a way west of us and north of us, but it was driving this swell. And the wind's on this side. That Rhodes is actually over there, and it's only about 25 miles away. But we'd had enough. We'd had enough. This is Plan B. So we stayed one night at Chalky. It was very well protected, and the next morning we got up early to head for Rhodes, when this happened. This pod of dolphins stayed with us for nearly 2 hours. In fact, we ran out of SD card on the GoPro filming them. It was just a magnificent show that they put on. Dancing in front of the boat, the sun had just come up over the mountains on Rhodes. It really was one of those forever to treasure moments. Hope you enjoy it as much as we did. There's the 3 windmills at Rhodes and the castle, the old ancient walled city, but we can't get in. There's a Greek diving boat here and a French aluminium boat there, and they've got quite a lot of chain out. It's not particularly good holding here, so we're going to try and go the other side of these cruise ships and this big wall here, you can see, and see if we can get somewhere to anchor, because we've been up since 5 this morning. I really want to get into Rhodes. Maybe we'll have to get a bus or a taxi. Oh, a red submarine. The yellow submarine's gone in. Thanks to Navily, we found quite a decent anchorage just round the corner from Rhodes town, and we stayed there the night in the shelter of the bay. The following day, we went down to Lindos. Might get the drone out. No wind.
Well, the sun's a bit bright at the moment.
It's called a Sunreef 80. It's a big boat. Look at the bow on the thing. But I've got to say, Sunreef, that is the worst gel coat finish. I think it's probably painted actually, but it's the worst hull finish I've ever seen. It looks like it was made in a farmer's polytunnel in Norfolk somewhere. We came here in 1984. Yeah, 1984, yeah. It was a bit different then. It was a bit different then. But there we are. The times they are a-changing, as Bob said. It got very busy in Lindos Bay, and we decided that the weather window was right for us to go up to Rhodes Marina, where we stayed overnight, well actually 2 nights, and got some provisions in, some bits and bobs, and actually managed to get to a Lidl's. The booking out process was really good here. We went to the Coast Guard office first, and they helped us out by showing us exactly where we had to go, to Customs and Port Police. We then went back to the Coast Guard office and stamped out. So easy. We motorsailed in heavy seas, mainly swell and strong winds, down to Keckover, about 80 miles. We didn't arrive until it was dark. We waited 24 hours for a weather window and repaired our autopilot before setting off very early the next morning. Well, the one good thing about early mornings, of course, is the sunrise. And there's another beautiful one. We are just leaving Keckover We yesterday took a rest day. We've done 85 miles, I think 83 miles the day before. We got up at 5 in the morning. We left about 6:15 in the morning from Rhodes, came all the way down to the south of Turkey. First couple of hours was quite rough. I think I've got some short video somewhere. If I have, I'll put it in here. And just stunning, absolutely stunning morning. Sorry, I just can't get over it. Makes you want to burst into song. Yes, so on the way down, we noticed there was something awry with the autopilot. There's a push rod on the autopilot where the grub screw holds the thing in position. Let's see if I've got a diagram of that. I'll insert that here. Yes, put that in. So I had to take the whole of the autopilot out, the arm, and that's fairly easy job. Just have a quick look behind us. It's a fairly easy job if your aft cabin, which is down here, isn't full of all your stuff. It's like our garage almost. So 2 scooters, our spare sails, spare computer, you know, a tabletop type computer, all our winter bedding, winter clothing, etc, etc, all down there. So all had to come out, and there's a little hole that I can just get my shoulders through. Managed to get my shoulders through, undo the ram, take it out, put the grub screw in properly, Loctited it in. I'm sure that I did that before and Loctited it, but it doesn't appear to have held. Maybe I didn't. And then I put some electrical tape around the outside to stop the grub screw from coming out. There was no way I could wire it or pin the end over or anything like that. So some electrical tape, and that's done the job. We're now on autopilot, heading out of the Koyu. So we'll head straight down here, out the end. We're on autopilot. We're a meter off course. So that's it, and a beautiful morning. That is where we came in, through that gap there. I think we've shown you that before. Right, I've got to stop prattling on and get on. Quite literally, as we just came out of Kekover, a Turkish warship called us and told us we were entering a firing range. Actually, we weren't. We were a long way from it, but they insisted that we turn 180 degrees magnetic for at least 12 miles. This long detour meant that we weren't able to go into Kavaskoyu, where we were going to spend the following night and catch the westerly winds the following day. So we decided just to press on. There's another one. Military ships. That's a supply vessel by the looks of things. Just see it. Can't see it on the camera. We've had them checking us out all day. Yeah, he's a helipad on the back, look. A crane on the centre. Military insignia on the front. And it's sun's starting to go down. We'll lift the blinds up in a minute for nights. Put our red lights on. Just put the nav lights on. Let's have a look at some nav and see how we're doing. At the moment, the wind is really next to nothing. We're doing 6.4, 6.7, 6.3. Let's push there. So 6.8, 6.9 now. The odd 7. Average is 5.4. We were down to about 3 knots at one point. We were bashing into some really big swell, 2.5 meters probably. Our max speed is 8.4 knots. Been going 11 hours and 55 minutes. Course over ground 89.91. Distance travelled so far is 64 nautical miles, of which 12 was in the wrong direction. Let's show you. Yeah, so we were coming up here. This is the military exercise area marked out there. Those squares, those 4 make a kind of square, and as we started coming into it, they said, we're shooting things today, you can't go there. So we came out, Keck over. They told us to turn 180 magnetic for 12 miles, and that's where we are now. So we've actually done all that. We've got that to do. So we have 163 miles to go, and we're looking at 7 o'clock, 7:30 tomorrow roughly, that we'll be in Cyprus. So that's where we are. Cindy's put the nav lights on. She's going to go and well, she's actually in the forward cabin at the moment, just sorting out some night clothes and life jackets at night, of course. Not because we don't trust the boat, but we don't trust other people. You know, a lot of people haven't got AIS, although we've got the radar on at the moment. We would see them coming, but you just never know. Best to have a life jacket on at night. Oh, there we go. A bit of supper in a minute. As the sun went down, I managed to get some shots on my iPhone. Not brilliant, but pretty good for a phone. Oh, that's it. Sun's gonna dip. We've been on the go since 6:15 this morning. Are we going to get a green flash? Let's have a look. Sun's just about to go. Oh, was that or was it not? Difficult to tell. Oh, morning has broken like the first morning, as the song says. That's quite broken yet. The sun hasn't come over the horizon. We are still motoring. We've had 1 knot of wind overnight, sometimes 2, but this ungodly swell, you can't really see it. It's probably only half a metre or so, but it's in 2 directions. It's coming from this direction here, which is the Turkish coastline, up towards Alanya, and it's also coming from behind us. We've got the mainsail up just to stabilise the boat more than anything. It's given us a little tiny bit of power, but at 2 knots, and we're travelling at 6, next to nothing. Cup of tea, and you're going to bed, yeah. So yeah, nothing on the radar. We were shadowed for a couple of hours last night. Well, in fact, for about 4 or 5 hours. You look at this swell, look. Yeah, for about 4 or 5 hours last night, we were shadowed by a military vessel, big one. It was Turkish. Oh yeah, sun's up. There we go. Look at that. Quicker than you can say, "How's your father?" The sun comes up. Well, that broke the horizon quickly. It's still travelling up quickly. Well, obviously it's not travelling up, the sun stays still and it's the earth that's rotating, but you know, you get the general gist. So there we go, I'm on watch now. Cindy's going to get her head down. What are we, how far away are we? We're doing 6.5 at the moment. Our average has been 5.6 with a max speed of 8.4. We are here just off the Turkish coast. Look, that's about 18 miles off. Radar's on, something coming the other way which we can see. These are our tablets repeating. This one's running Navionics, thank you. This one's running Navionics independently, and this one is running Garmin Helm, which is no longer available, but yeah, it used to go onto tablets or iPads, and we've managed to keep it on this one for 8 years, and it repeats what's on our main plotter, which is down here. Right, maybe another cup of tea. Although only 600 odd miles overall, this journey seemed to go on forever and ever, especially when we left Keckover and had to go 12 miles in the wrong direction. But eventually we made it to Cyprus. Our phones worked and we were able to get in touch with people, as well as being able to send messages on our sat phone, and we arrived at Carpus Gate to a fantastic welcome. But more on that next time. So just before you click away and go to watch your next favourite YouTube channel, we'd like to ask you to like and subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing and it helps us out with being able to continue to make videos. If you've already liked and subscribed and you're a regular viewer, then perhaps you'd like to join our Patreon crew. You get lots of benefits. Pop over to patreon.com/SV-Impavidus and take a look at what's on offer. Patreons get to see all our videos at least a week in advance. They're advert free and they're edited in a different way, so you get extra footage as a Patreon. You also get lots of other things. Or if you enjoy our videos and you'd just like to buy us a beer, there's a link in the description or on our website. And if you want to, we'll mention you by name. Anyway guys, sail safe and don't forget, like, subscribe and share those videos with your friends who are also sailors. It really helps us out. Thank you. Sail safe.